offense is number 23, Cece Linders. And also on defense is number 24, Katie Thomas. Eagles head coach is Matt Thibodeau. He's assisted by Abby Welly, Claire Grove, and Megan Bosa. Student manager is Chloe Wendell.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Introducing your Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Wearing navy trunks with navy jerseys. Your starting lineup. At forward in 12th grade, it's number 0, Olivia Teal. At midfield, it's 12th grader number 1, Ceci Emery. Playing forward in 11th grade is number 6, Allie Rippetrot. On defense is 12th grader number 8, Faith Pepper. At midfield is 12th grader number 10, Ainsley Oshmed. On defense is 12th grader number 11, Presley Elbers. On defense is 12th grader number 16, Emily Menzel. Playing midfield tonight is 12th grader number 17, Sophia Peer. On defense is 12th grader number 20, Allie McCleary. At midfield is 11th grader number 22, Kayla Poirier. Playing defense shield tonight, it's 11th grader and goalkeeper number 14, Jackie Woodage. Head coach for the Zephyrs is Dave Wald. Coach Wald is assisted by Brad Gutenkopf, Big Glenn Lazawi, Allison Idle, Sonia Meyer, and Adam Voigt. Student managers for the Zephyr are Karen Shisher, Alia Nazvik, Annie Krepp, and Maddie McCoy. Athletic training services tonight are provided by Twin City Orthopedics, and our athletic trainer tonight is Karen Carlson. Thank you to the Ball Brigade for keeping the game going.
My bad. the purple card! Throw the green one! Wait up! Get in! Get in! It's in! Next time!
Zephyrs substitution, number 3, Remote, number 5, Mahtomedi, and number 9, Ocean.
Eagles.
Bring it! Don't get too fancy, girls!
Eagles substitution, number 13, Swan. Zephyrs substitution, number 02, number 1, Emery, and number 22, Poirier.
Eagle substitution, number 5, Kuzi, and number 7, Balti. Eagle substitutions, number 7, Cliff, and number 22, Monty.
Mine's good. Mine's good. Yeah.
Substitution number 17, Suburban, and number 10 for the Zephyrs, Mahtomedi.
Let's go, Mr. Wall. Come on, David. Mr. Wall. He cares about statistics more. Are you serious?
Welcome, folks, to Mahtomedi High School. Blake Tyson here with you on SCC TV. Want to apologize to all of our viewers for some technical difficulties and audio issues here in the early goings of this first half, but you picked a good time, or we picked a good time to get the audio issues worked out as Mahtomedi just grabbed an opening lead here in the 27th minute from Emily Metzel, her 5th goal of the season. Goals in back-to-back games now for Metzel off of a free kick just a few moments ago to put Mahtomedi ahead 1-0. Mahtomedi this season, 15-2-1 record. Totino-Grace, the 2 seed here in the Section 4 AA championship game. They have a record of 7-4-6 this season, looking to bounce back now from an early deficit here in the first half as the Zephyrs, who have steamrolled their way to this championship game, look to continue their winning ways and return to the state tournament. In this matchup, that's a rematch of a contest we saw nearly a year ago to this date, which was a 1-0 Totino-Grace upset victory over Mahtomedi to make a trip to the state tournament, just their 3rd in program history. We'll have a free kick here for the Zephyrs just on their own half of midfield, and they'll just play it up easily over to the far side of the pitch with a short pass there. Work back to the Zephyr back line. Calling for it on the near side of the pitch, just a little too far to the reach of CC Emery. Picked up now by Ellie Rippentrop, the leading scorer here for the Zephyrs this season with 14 goals. She gets it back off of a short feed just inside the 18, and it's cleared out, resulting in a throw-in on the near side for Mahtomedi. For Totino-Grace, in goal for them, it's Chloe Nuss in the red jersey. You just see her in that top corner of your screen as this ball works its way in towards Nuss. She had made 5 stops to open the game before giving up the goal early, or just a few moments ago, to number 16, Emily Metzel, her 5th of the season, the senior defender for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. It'll be a goal kick opportunity here for Totino-Grace. The other goalkeeper on the other side of things is Jackie Warden. This season, Warden coming in off of a really strong game her last time out. Last game that she played was the section quarterfinal game against North St. Paul. Wasn't really tested much in that 11-0 quarterfinal victory. Here's another run for Rippentrop. Played to the near side of the pitch, and that's going to be just out of the reach of Allie McCleary. Senior defender. We've seen McCleary early on today run up and down this near sideline of the pitch, playing enlisted as a starter on the defensive side of things, but we've seen her activate a lot offensively down the near side of the pitch, trying to work some balls inside the 18 and towards the box to try and create offense for the Zephyrs. A little contact here off this throw-in is going to result in a quick whistle, so possession will maintain here with Totino-Grace, who this season, when allowing 1 goal or less, they're 7-0-6. It's been when allowing 2 goals that all 4 of their losses have come. They're 0-4. And when allowing 2 or more goals in a game this season. So this next goal in this match could be very, very important to find the back of the net for the Totino-Grace Eagles, looking to pull off another upset here over the top-seeded Mahtomedi Zephyrs and head coach Dave Wall. Be a throw-in here for Mahtomedi on the near side. For the most part today, they've worked it in quickly. It'll be Emery leaving it off for McCleary to take the throw-in. A substitution coming on here for Mahtomedi, checking back in Sophia Peer, senior midfielder. This ball worked in by McCleary, cleared out of bounds or towards the out of bounds line on the near side once again. Emery doing a good job to maintain possession, plays it off for Peer, who just checked back in, and the Zephyrs turn it over here right around midfield. Some room to run for Totino-Grace, looking for an equalizer here as we approach the 32nd minute of action in this Section 4 Class 2A championship game. This ball in towards the goal of Warden, and it's going to be worked out and some room to run here. Emery able to just clear it out towards midfield. Mahtomedi has done a good job of that here in the first half tonight, of clearing balls out of harm's way and just getting things back out towards midfield whenever there's been any pressure near Warden. Warden this season, 3 goals against for her in 10 appearances. She's played 680 minutes this season. And again, just those 3 goals against, a .35 goals against average for Warden. For the Zephyrs as a whole, they've only allowed 7 goals all season long, giving up .33 goals against per game while scoring nearly at a 4 goal per game, or pardon me, at just above a 3 goal per game pace themselves. It's been an offensive strong point for Mahtomedi this season, as this ball from about 30 yards out goes up and over the crossbar. It'll be another goal kick for Nuss. Totino-Grace, their path to get here, much like Mahtomedi, had a pretty clean quarterfinal matchup, winning 10-0 over St. Paul Johnson, but it was in the semifinal against the 3rd-seeded Chisago Lakes that it was just a 1-0 win, a very close game for Totino-Grace, and they'll likely need to keep things that way here in this matchup against Mahtomedi if they want to make the back-to-back trips to the state tournament, as the Zephyrs look to get back for the 6th time in the last 8 seasons. Rippentrop with it. Works to the near side of the pitch, just outside the 18, pulls the trigger on a shot. Another save by Nuss. And she'll hold on, give herself an opportunity to clear this ball out. Her 6th save already here in this first half. Mahtomedi has created a lot of really good opportunities, but they're also not shy at pulling the trigger from distance as well and just keeping Nuss on her toes. And we saw that with the goal that they scored off of a free kick as well from Metzel. A shot from about 30, 40 yards out, as here's another one that's going to bounce in onto Nuss off that right side. Another easy stop for her with just 6.5 to go here in the first half of play. As Nuss clears this out towards midfield, bounces just inside the center circle. And we'll see if Totino-Grace can find something here late in the first half to try to equalize things with Mahtomedi. Peer with a takeaway, plays it back for McCleary. She'll work it towards the middle back and back out towards midfield again. This bounces all the way back towards the top of the 18. It's going to check up. It looked like it was rolling in onto Nuss, but taken away. Rippentrop works the right foot free, crosses it into the box. Nice touch there. Possession in that far side corner. Battled for. It's going to roll out across the end line with some contact late. But a goal kick will be given to Totino-Grace. That was the first year Annalise Olmscheid in the opportunity there. Pardon me, the sophomore Annalise Olmscheid, her and her sister Anislea Olmscheid on this roster for Mahtomedi this season. Zephyrs work it near the corner, looking for a cross. This ball off the back post is going to roll close towards the sideline on the near side, but good hustle to hold possession at least momentarily. Back to the back line, stepping up with it. Emery works this to the box for a shot right into the chest of Nuss. Very easy stop for Chloe Nuss, who didn't have to move a whole lot to make the save there. And she'll punt this back out towards midfield. Bounces up over the head of Maddie Smuck. And now into the Mahtomedi third, defending third of things. It'll roll out. It'll be a throw-in on the far side of the pitch. Zephyrs look to work this quickly back into an attacking position. Some room to run on through midfield. Rippentrop looking for a lane. She's going to send the ball ahead with that left foot. Coming out just a little bit to her left, Chloe Nuss, another stop there. And she'll send this back out towards midfield once again. It's been a lot of that kind of all game long for Totino-Grace. They've done a good job in limiting Mahtomedi to taking some longer shots. Here's another one from long distance that's going to screech wide of the cage for Nuss, and another goal kick. It's been a lot of one and done. They haven't allowed Mahtomedi to maintain possession, work things inside the box, and create a lot of havoc defensively for Totino-Grace. What they've surrendered has kind of been stopped almost immediately. Looks like we're maybe getting a substitution perhaps on that far side for Totino-Grace. This ball sent out to midfield. Let's finish that point. It's been a lot of one and done for Mahtomedi, and it's been a really kind of solid defensive effort here so far for Totino-Grace and Chloe Nuss as well, controlling a lot of the shots on goal, not punching things out and leaving rebounds. Eagles with it right near midfield. That ball came up and caught an Eagle up near the chin. That's going to draw a whistle and a stoppage. Looked like that was maybe Ellen Cliff that caught a piece of that. So that'll stop things here, at least for a moment. Be a free kick here for Mahtomedi. We'll drop this ball down, played off over to the right, and the Zephyrs will get a throw in now after that ball is poked out off the foot of Krista Munsinger. Totino-Grace looking to exit their own half of the field. Play to the near side for Streeper. Streeper now to the near sideline. Cliff back for Streeper. Poked ahead, and it's Cruzy on it. Cruzy with a purple cast on her right arm makes her stick out pretty easily out on the pitch in those white uniforms for Totino-Grace here tonight. Zephyrs in the navy from top to bottom. Zephyrs look to work this down into that far side corner. Knocked away. That was Pepper that was trying to force it into that right corner. Now Cliff, a little short pass for Cruzy. Looking to return it to Cliff for a runner down the near sideline. That's going to roll out. And it'll result in a throw-in for the Zephyrs. Allie McCleary will be the one, it looks like, to take it. Just under 2 minutes to go here in this first half, with Mahtomedi leading 1-0 here from George Smith Field. Blake Tyson with you inside the Al Sandsgaard press box. Throw in quickly taken away for a moment by Totino-Grace. Lost back out of bounds. Another throw in for Mahtomedi. Olschmidt with it. She looks to cut this back into the middle. Crosses a ball to the far side of the pitch. Aflapke looking for room. Surveys her options, sent to the near side for a shot that's popped up and over the top of the goal. Just off the top of the toe there for Indra Ramali. And to take the goal kick, Katie Thomas will send this out. And it'll go right out of bounds on that far side. Right in front of the Totino-Grace bench for a Zephyr throw-in. Peer heads that ball forward. It's out again. Another throw-in for Mahtomedi on the far side. That's going to go out off of Rippentrop on that far side of the pitch, and now the throw-in for Totino-Grace. Totino-Grace this season, you know, when facing opponents like Mahtomedi, who's well above 500. Totino-Grace 2-4-4 this season versus teams above 500. They've been outscored in those matches 8-14 as the final seconds tick down here in this first half. They will head to halftime down 1 to the Mahtomedi Zephyrs here from George Smith Field on SCC TV. The one goal coming off the foot of number 16, Emily Metzel for Mahtomedi, puts them ahead 1-0 heading into the break. Second half action just about 10 minutes away. We'll step aside, take a break here on SCC TV. When we come back, we'll have second half action from the Class 2A Section 4 championship game between Mahtomedi and Totino-Grace.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
My dad was a farmer, and when I saw him on a horse, the guy was bigger than life. One of the things that he had a hard time doing was showing the emotion. Maybe it was because the way he was raised, or believing that men provide and they don't struggle. But we all struggle. I want to show emotion to my kids. I want them to know when I'm happy, I want them to know when I'm sad, and I want them to see me working through things. The biggest reward I get from being a dad is watching my kids accomplish a goal, watching them light up. Nothing brings a bigger smile to my face. So I make my kids a priority. Whether it's hitting a baseball, a dance rehearsal, you name it, I'm there. They're gonna remember that they grew up loved. Be brave. Be there every day. And allow your kids to know that it's okay to struggle. That even dad doesn't know the answer sometimes, but we're gonna figure it out together.
We all know what it's like to feel alone. But it just takes one new connection. Want to get out of here? To empower many.
This is unbelievable.
It doesn't take a superhero to bring forces together. We all have the power to reach out.
Let's go!
And help someone feel like they belong.
Pretty cool, huh?
We are stronger together.
Yeah, hello. I'm really not sure if this is what you all do, but I really don't have anywhere else to turn.
My thoughts are going a mile a minute. I left the service last year. My mom just passed away a few months ago.
My buddies from the Army are gone now. I'm really alone.
I feel so stuck.
I'm glad you called. Let's stay on the line and walk through some things.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Welcome back to George Smith Field as we are just a couple minutes away here from second half action between the Mahtomedi Zephyrs and the Totino-Grace Eagles here in the 4AA section championship game, and a seat to the state tournament on the line. Mahtomedi looking to beat Totino-Grace here in a rematch of last season's section championship game, and they got off to an early strong start in this first half in the 27th minute. Getting on the board on a goal from Emily Metzel. That is all that is up on the scoreboard here in the first half. And thankfully for Totino-Grace, Chloe Nuss has been very strong. Couple of strong saves from her after Mahtomedi peppered her in the opening half of play. But you see a free kick opportunity for Metzel that is just too tall for Chloe Nuss in that 27th minute, just creeping in underneath the crossbar. Put Mahtomedi ahead 1-0. 12 shots in the first half for Mahtomedi, 9 of them on goal. Nuss with 8 saves in the first half of play. Corner kick opportunities, 2 for Mahtomedi, none for Totino-Grace. And for Totino-Grace, they'll need to find at least 1 to force extra time here in this section championship game. Need a little bit more offense moving forward as they've leaned heavily on Chloe Nuss through the opening 40 minutes of play. Taking a look at how these two teams got here, it's pretty smooth sailing for Mahtomedi so far. The 11-0 win over 8-seeded North St. Paul, who had to beat Fridley in that 8-9 matchup to make it to the quarterfinal. Then 10-0 over St. Anthony in the section semifinals. It was smooth sailing in the first round as well for Totino-Grace, 10-0 over St. Paul Johnson. Things got a little more difficult in the section semifinals. Just a 1-0 win over Chisago Lakes. These two teams now meeting for back-to-back seasons here in the section final. Like I mentioned a year ago, Totino-Grace won 1-0 in that matchup on a goal that came in the first half from then senior Olivia Schroeder. And Mahtomedi, who pressured as much as they could in that game, including hitting a crossbar late in the 77th minute, was never able to find an equalizer and fell 1-0 in the section final. Just seconds away now from second half action beginning, as Totino-Grace will have the opening touch, and Camille Ferdine will get things rolling, plays this ball back. Totino-Grace in the white tops. Meanwhile, Mahtomedi in the navy from top to bottom. Zephyrs with it here through their own logo at midfield. It's Olmschmidt with it. Olmschmidt takes this just into the attacking third. Some contact there, but no whistle. Peer now with the touch on the near side. Peer trying to use her frame to work that right foot free. Rolls this one in onto Nuss. And that ball bouncing just a few feet in front of her. She's able to make another stop here in the second half of action. Her ninth of the contest here tonight. Peer back on it near midfield for Mahtomedi. Zephyrs have been able to create plenty of turnovers tonight as this ball is sent forward by Liz Thompson and then cleared back out by the defense for Mahtomedi. Totino-Grace will get a throw-in on this near side of the pitch. Thompson vaults this ball in. Streeper tangled up there with a Zephyr, and it's going to roll out again. We'll see who the throw goes to. It was Streeper and McCleary there that got a piece of it, but possession for Mahtomedi off the throw-in. They'll work this down the sideline, and they've done this so well tonight so far, have the Zephyrs just kind of working and inching their way down the sideline with throw-ins. This one is off the toe of a Zephyr, though, and it'll be an opportunity for Totino-Grace to try to clear out of their own end. Eagles with it on the near side, and a quick whistle comes. Possession will be given here to Totino-Grace off of a foul. Just about 2 minutes into this second half of action. Totino-Grace this season, most of their scoring coming in the second half of play on the year. Just over half of their 31 goals scored this season has come in the second half. Here's a run for the Zephyrs, coming ahead with it, having it knocked away is Rippentrop, able to maintain and plays it over to the near side. Peer with a little give and go, Poirier with it, she'll cross this over to the far side. Nice touch there to knock it down. Emery will roll this one along the turf in onto Nuss, who makes another stop, her 10th in just about 43 minutes of action so far tonight. And Totino-Grace, if they want to pull off the upset, will need to continue to lead on Nuss. Spinning away here, Olschmidt trying to get free for a shot opportunity. A little bit of contact from behind as she rolled it forward. Working free again, that right foot Rippentrop had it blocked just inside the 18. Eagles trying to clear it out. Zephyrs maintaining the pressure and the heat. That shot blocked and finally cleared out of the 18. There's a Totino-Grace Eagle down inside the box. Looks like Katie Thomas. She gets tended to by a few of her teammates. And the referee will check on her as well. And so Katie Thomas, the senior defenseman, down right now. Didn't quite see if this would be upper or lower body. That'll stop the clock with 36:48 to go in this second half of play. Get another look back at it. There were a lot of bodies down in that area, and Thomas went up and, yeah, just collided there with Peer on that header attempt, and looked kind of like maybe a hip or a back thing. Katie Thomas, who's still down. You can see her reaching for that lower back. We certainly hope that she's okay. Coaches and the athletic trainer out tending to her right now. Well, for Totino-Grace, obviously Thomas a big part of their group defensively, as she is up on her own feet now. You see the rest of the Eagles just kind of conversing, wanting to make sure everything's okay. There's Thomas. You see that captain's patch on her left arm. Certainly in a fair amount of pain right now. She has been very, very vital for Totino-Grace, obviously in the early goings from what we've seen here in this first half of action, the early part of the second half, but all season long for the Eagles. And so we'll see who winds up coming in for her defensively and going to try to hold down the anchor of that back line that's been pretty solid for Totino-Grace in trying to slow down this Mahtomedi squad. As Thomas does work her way off now with a little bit of help, but that is a great sign to see. And so we'll see who winds up checking in for the senior captain to replace her. Now it looks like it'll be Lila Moore, a junior, to fill that spot defensively vacated right now by Katie Thomas. So to get things back underway, Chloe Nuss will punt this ball out towards midfield. Zephyrs had the first touch on it, quickly cleared back out. On the near side, trying to chase this down, Musinger. But Munsinger can't quite get there. It'll be another throw-in for Mahtomedi. Albers sent that ball in. Peer on it near midfield. She'll play it back to the back line again for Mahtomedi. Cleary on that far side. Gives it up, some room to run for the Zephyrs. They've done very well in capitalizing on space that they have in front of them offensively tonight and trying to create. This is CC Emery crossing it inside the 18. Pass out in front, a shot off the crossbar. It was offside anyway. Nearly a second for the Zephyrs. That was Olivia Thiel. Just a step behind there. Nice job by Emery to cross this ball nearly pitch length, but just behind the defender that just checked in, Lila Moore, was Thiel. So it will remain 1-0 Mahtomedi off of a near close call that glanced off the crossbar. Now it's a ball sent up the near side. It's going to trickle out of bounds. Trying to chase that down was Munsinger with 4 goals on the season. The touch just too far out of her reach as Cruzy was trying to find her. Rippentrop here with it. Works her way to midfield. Good footwork to free up a passing lane. Here with it. Turned it over, now cleared out again by Totino-Grace to the back line of things for Mahtomedi. Pepper looking to advance this forward. Now she'll get it back again. Takes the room to run up the middle. Sent up the near side. Running into the box with it. Crossed out in front and then cleared right back to the near side. Crossed in front again by the Zephyrs and punched out once more by Totino-Grace. Coming down is Munsinger to try and get possession back for the Eagles. Albers works this into the top of the box. Turned over by Rippentrop. Zephyrs get it right back. Emery for Rippentrop, the left foot. That glances off of some traffic. We'll have a corner kick for Mahtomedi, their first here in this second half, and it will be CC Emery to work this ball in on the far side of the pitch. Zephyrs push most of their numbers forward. Emery will try to work this in. Chloe Nuss. This will be blown dead. Nuss getting her shoe tied up by one of her teammates. That was Thompson providing the assist there on the cleats, and so we'll see it again from Emery. And if that little false start there is anything to show, this will likely be a ball. It's going to come in on a higher trajectory. It crosses in, up and over the outreached arms of Nuss, but no one else able to get there for the Zephyrs either. Cleared out on the near side. So 0 for 3 on corner opportunities for Mahtomedi as they throw this ball back inside the 18 quickly. It's punched out by Totino-Grace, and it'll roll out on the near side. So Presley Albers, the senior defender, will throw it back in for Mahtomedi. They have not wasted much time getting the ball back in on throw-ins. Zephyrs cross this ball back in, out of midair, off the crossbar. Great strike there from Emery. That goes off the crossbar again, and Nuss able to make a save now. Mahtomedi really putting the heat on Totino-Grace here in the first 7 minutes of the second half, looking to double their lead. Ferdine had it, gave it up for Cliff on that far side. Now Cliff loses the touch on it. It will be a throw-in opportunity again for Mahtomedi. Take another look at that opportunity. Rippentrop crossed it, and then out of midair finding the touch on it was Emery, and it just is right off the crossbar. And you can tell there's a bit of an effort from Mahtomedi when they have the opportunity to kind of pick their spot. They're wanting to go up high on Chloe Nuss, and that may be a result of how that first goal went in back in the first half from Metzel. That was just a little too tall for her to reach. They know that Nuss can't quite get to the top of that crossbar. This ball turned over. Zephyrs trying to turn it up quickly. That was taken away by Poirier. Now she has to scamper back defensively. And a whistle here as a little bit of a contact there just on the Eagles side of midfield. Gives a free kick to Totino-Grace. Cleared out on the near side by Mahtomedi after Munsinger couldn't control that ball up in her midsection. Katie Thomas is going to check back in for Totino-Grace, and that's a good sign to see after she left in a lot of pain not too long ago. And this is her senior year, as you mentioned, the senior captain. There's probably a lot of adrenaline that's helping Katie Thomas right now in this match. Albers will take this throw-in. Totino-Grace hasn't really pushed the ball all too deep into Zephyr territory in this match. That throw-in coming back there for Albers was maybe the deepest that the Eagles had gotten it, and now they will get a whistle, an opportunity here for a free kick, and they may take their time in setting things up and push some numbers inside the box. off this set piece opportunity. Liz Thompson will be the one to take it. And so we'll see if Warden gets tested for the first time here tonight by Totino-Grace. Thompson puts this ball towards the goal. Traffic out in front. It deflected, and across the end line, it'll be a goal kick. So Thompson got that ball into a spot that the Eagles would have liked it, but Warden never had to make a save on it as she watched it trickle by to her left. And now the Zephyrs will just clear this up the near side. That pass just a little bit too wonky, intended for Olivia Thiel. More contact here that draws the ire of some Totino-Grace fans. And it'll be another free kick opportunity, very similar to the one we just had a few seconds ago for Thompson, and she'll take it again. More than likely a pretty similar approach here for the Eagles as they push up 6 inside the 18. This ball from Thompson headed out by the Zephyr defense. And now room for Mahtomedi to run their 3-on-3 through midfield. Taking this space is Rippentrop right down the middle, trying to lay it ahead, and Nuss comes out just at the top of the box and punches it out on the far side of the pitch to give Mahtomedi a throw-in, and Nuss coming up limping a little bit on that opportunity. She's been the star of the game so far for Totino-Grace as the Zephyrs bring on a handful of substitutions, and you can see there Nuss waving off the bench that she'll be okay, be able to shake things off here. The Zephyrs work this ball back in deep into the corner. Now just off the elbow, the 18 crossed in again, and Nuss able to make a save after being banged up just a few seconds ago. That's 11 for her now in tonight's action. It looked like it was that right hip for Nuss that she was kind of leaning on a little bit. A whistle here for a foul off that goal kick. So we'll see if Nuss can really, throughout the rest of this game, shake that off and continue to get a little bit of oomph behind her goal kicks and clearing attempts, as she is right foot dominant. Thomas will take this free kick. Just 7 yards inside her own half of the field. Work down, rolls inside the 18, and coming out and scooping it up. Goalkeeper for Mahtomedi, Jackie Warden. Right back out to midfield and quickly looking to pressure for the Zephyrs. This ball poked out of bounds on that far side by Caitlin Burstad. And Mahtomedi throws it right back in. A little bit of contact there, whistle. Give the ball back to Totino-Grace again. Now Zeph Lackby over there for Mahtomedi with the contact, and it'll be a booking. It'll be a yellow card. On F. Lackby, and so 27.5 here about to go in the second half. That'll be something to keep an eye on for Mahtomedi. This ball out on the far side off of Ramali. Totino-Grace slowly but surely working their way up that far sideline. This ball deflects off of some shins just on the fringe of the 18, and pulling it back to herself is Warden, with Munsinger starting to apply pressure. On that far side, clearing attempt from McCleary. Wound up deflecting back and off of herself, and so this is thrown in by Totino-Grace, popped high into the air. And now on the near side, Totino-Grace trying to hold their half of the field. They have struggled to do that today, as a whistle is going to give the ball to Mahtomedi. A little bit of contact there. Again, looked like that was maybe Thompson that was in the middle of that. So a free kick here for Mahtomedi. And Metzel will be the one to take it, the only goal scorer so far today in the opening 54 minutes. That ball was off the foot of Annalise Olschmidt, and so a throw in here for Totino-Grace. 4 fouls for Mahtomedi, just the 1 for Totino-Grace here today. As a substitution is going to come on, that's going to be Audrey Robinson checking in for the Eagles. The ball's going to be worked towards her vicinity right away. Cruzy trying to box out. First touch there for Robinson since checking back in. It rolls off her foot and out. And now a throw for Mahtomedi. Olivia Teal will come and check on, replacing Rippentrop. Teal, who hit a crossbar not too long ago on a play that was just a little bit offsides. This ball cleared out, now headed forward. And a whistle and another booking here, a yellow card going against Mahtomedi. So that's going to put the Zephyrs in a little bit of a bind here, trying to defend the rest of the way with 2 out there right now, sitting on a yellow card. Katie Thomas to send this ball away. Cruzy trying to chase after it here, battling for positioning, got a head on it. Bounced it over to Fradine, but she wasn't able to win the race to that loose ball. Controlled by the Zephyrs again at the center circle. Calling for it on the near side, Annalise Olmscheid, and that is cleared out. And a throw in here on the near side again for Totino-Grace. So the Eagles, with just under 25 minutes here, need at least 1. Starting to pressure the back row a little bit. Turnover force. This ball now onto the foot of Cruzy after the takeaway from Fradine. Cruzy trying to play it over to that far side of the pitch. It was broken up and now just too far out of the reach of Robinson and out of bounds for a throw-in for the Zephyrs. And so Totino-Grace just misconnecting a few times. Now here's a chance. Aflakby coming in on the right side. She races by the defense, then rolls it in onto Nuss, who's able to make the stop and just prevent that ball from crossing the end line for a corner opportunity for the Zephyrs. Aflakby just really working her way around the defense with ease. Getting caught a little bit there defensively was Linders. A little bit flat-footed, and that created the extra space for Aflakby, who has a goal in each of the first 2 matches in the playoffs for Mahtomedi in this section run against St. Anthony and North St. Paul. Linders here will take a free kick. Still from about 49 yards out. We'll see how far she can reach this inside the 18. Just a few yards in and headed out again by the Zephyrs. Now a chance pulling the trigger and sending that shot just a little bit too high, reaching over the top of the cage of Warden. Fradine there. Fradine, the sophomore midfielder with 14 on the season for Totino-Grace. And if an equalizer comes, it's probably a good bet that it's going to come off the foot of Fradine, who has 14 of the 31 goals this season for Totino-Grace. Out near midfield, Rippentrop sends it up the near side. Aflakby will chase it down the right flank. Leaves the touch just a little too far out of her own reach. It's going to roll out, and she's going to throw it right back in, trying to catch Totino-Grace on their heels defensively. Eagles able to intercept, and it's cleared out the near side. So Albers will have the throw in, and again sends it in very quickly. Zephyrs have done that all night long. This ball crossed over the far side, some room there. Past the head, Aflakby trying to work the foot free. Had a little bit of pressure from behind that created the loose ball and the opportunity for a turnover, and now we'll have a whistle. Advantage given here to Totino-Grace. An opportunity to clear this ball out of danger. As Thomas delivers this out near midfield. Collected through that logo right at midfield. Chasing ahead with it is Olschmid. Olschmid runs into some contact. Played up. Zephyrs trying to keep the pressure on as Streeper had a chance to try and turn that upfield and couldn't for Totino-Grace. Pressure maintained. Aflakby from straight away trying to find an opening through that body in front of her, and that was Thomas that got in to break things up and cleared it out. Right back now, Olschmid with the touch. She pulls the trigger with the right foot, and Nuss is going to hold up and let that ball go wide for another goal kick. Take another look at that. Olschmid just spinning away, trying to curl that ball in, but it just never turned over for her. And so the goal kick here for Totino-Grace. Just about 20 minutes left here in this second half, needing to find an equalizer. Linders is the one that sends it out near midfield. Cruzy there with some contact on her back as she played that ball. Will result in another free kick here for the Eagles. And Thomas will be the one to take it again. So really good to see Katie Thomas come back into this game after going down earlier, but even better to see her not really appear all too hampered by that lower back hip problem that knocked her out of the game in the first place, as this ball is going to be scooped up here by Warden. We've had to say her name a little bit here in the second half. Didn't really have to at all in the opening half of play. Totino-Grace is now forced to try to turn up the offensive pressure just a little bit. But still plenty of time left for the Eagles to try to find the equalizer and pull off the upset. Streeper gives it off. Pulling up for a shot that's going to roll just wide. That was Emmy Swan. And so again, Warden watching that ball go wide of her net as some substitutions come on here again for Mahtomedi. And those substitutions, you know, it's kind of early to say it's burning a lot of clock, but every time the Zephyrs do make a substitution, at least right now, that clock will roll. And time is maybe the biggest enemy here for Totino-Grace as we get down under 20 to go here in the second half. Stripped and taken away by the Eagles defensively. Losing that ball was Aflakby, and now here come the Eagles back the other way. This ball sent up the near side. Robinson runs into it. She'll bounce this inside the 18 as charging on towards the goal was Grace Cruzy, and forcing a stop there from Warden, who had to come out. Those two just bumping into each other a little bit. And Warden continuing here in the second half to have to work a little bit for it for Mahtomedi, who leads just 1-0 after blowout wins in the quarterfinal and semifinal to get to this championship game, winning by a combined 21-0 in those first two games. Totino-Grace will have a throw-in from deep in their own territory, trying to work this ball out of harm's way again. Another substitution coming on. Camille Ferdine will check in, the sophomore midfielder, and again, she leads this Eagles squad in goals with 14 this season. That may be her last rest of the night. This ball thrown in, popped towards the vicinity of Emery, but cleared out by Totino-Grace near midfield again. Cruzy stepping up, nearly created a turnover, now she does. Cruzy plays it up the right side of the pitch, just too far out of the reach there of the intended target, Correa Flores. And so McCleary will have a throw-in for Mahtomedi on that far side. More substitutions coming on. Looks like Robinson will check out. She's been on this near side of the pitch for Munsinger, who had the start here tonight. Cliff also checking back in. Ellen Cliff, another starter for Totino-Grace on that stoppage. Sidestepping some pressure. Olschmid Played it back, and that ball, play rather, is blown dead, and the ball will go back to Totino-Grace. So Katie Thomas again to try and work this ball deep into Zephyr territory. This one's a low liner. It's going to be cut off by the foot of Cruzy and then cleared out by the Zephyrs. Totino-Grace played out of bounds. That was Burstad that last had the touch. And another substitution here for Mahtomedi. Allie Rippentrop will come back on as this ball's thrown in by McCleary. Good throw from McCleary there, able to pick up 15, 20 yards of field position, and now another throw in as this one's going to be skipped into play once more by the Zephyrs. All the way back to their back line. Chasing this down and then clearing it is Pepper. Into the middle for Peer. Peer able to spin away from Cruzy. Now left it off. Zephyrs attacking quickly into a strong scoring position. Emery had it. Played it over now near side with it. Olschmid back to the near side. Crossed into the box. And this ball bounces up and Nuss will make the stop after Presley Albers sent it towards her goal. Nuss sends this ball out high up into the air. Bounces right away off the head of a Zephyr. Now on the near side, lots of contact there, and that will be blown dead for a stoppage. So we've seen a lot more whistles here in this second half than we did the first half as the physicality does start to ramp up a little bit both ways. And a free kick here for Mahtomedi. Really strong opportunity for them. Metzel, the goal scorer, will take it again with under 15 to go here in this second half. So Metzel from 40 yards out crosses this ball up towards Nuss, and she will watch this one in. With Zephyrs crashing in down towards the net. Nuss able to make another stop here tonight. Zephyrs right back on it. Olschmid lays it forward up the near side. Into the corner. Now crossed inside the box, headed towards the goal and in! Zephyrs double the lead. It's 2-0 with 13:57 to go in the second half. Thiel with her 6th goal of the season, 2nd of these playoffs, and Mahtomedi has hit the 2-goal mark on Totino-Grace. Too much space in the near side for Rippentrop. The Eagles just conceded way too much room for her to cross that ball in, and then timing up the header perfectly is Thiel. That beats Chloe Nuss, and the 2-0 score in favor of Mahtomedi with under 14 minutes to play. And now the pressure really on Totino-Grace, who this season is 0-4 when allowing 2 or more goals in a game. They'll have to do something they haven't done all season here tonight if they want to extend this match and make it back to the state tournament for the 2nd straight year. And the Zephyrs not relenting the pressure at all as that shot, rather crossing attempt into the box, goes off the side of the net. Linders out towards midfield. Again, the Zephyrs pounce on it and take it right back the other way. Olschmid pulls up for a shot again as Nuss slides over to her right and makes a stop. Olschmid heads this ball forward. Cruzy played it over into an area, but nobody there for Totino-Grace on that far side. Trying to get free again is Rippentrop. This ball off her foot all the way down across the end line. It will be a corner opportunity here for Mahtomedi as Rippentrop is down a little bit. She works her way back up to her own feet, and she is going to be carried off. That'll stop the clock here, at least for Totino-Grace for a little bit. as Rippentrop is brought off the field there by Emily Metzel. And again, we hope that she's okay, the leading scorer here for Mahtomedi this season. Now Emery back to it with another corner opportunity for the Zephyrs, having just taken the 2-0 lead. This ball crossed in towards Nuss, headed up and over the top of the goal. As Chloe Nuss watched it sail over the top of her head. Fourth corner kick of the game for Mahtomedi. Have not capitalized on any of them, but again, keeping the pressure up on Totino-Grace on that most recent effort and really not relinquishing possession of the ball very much since scoring that second goal. And you know that the pressure, the pace is going to have to pick up here for Totino-Grace. This throw-in given to Totino. As Cruzy will give it up, Munsinger sends it in just too far. Out of the reach there of Emmy Swan. And steered back out on the near side. The Mahtomedi Zephyrs with 11.5 minutes to go here to take this to the finish line, have another throw-in. Sent in by Albers. Back towards midfield, knocking this ball down. Emery trying to pass it back. Just a little bit too behind the intended target there in McCleary, and now sent up the near side. Headed back and forth. Cruzy with it. She cuts towards the middle of the pitch, now tries to lay this ball ahead for some room. Just out of the reach again there of Fredine. Now a throw-in coming deep in their own territory for Mahtomedi. The Zephyrs looking for win number 16 on the season, but that win just a number in the grand scheme of what this game truly does mean for them. Getting back to the state tournament for the 6th time in 8 seasons is what's on the line if they can close things out. After a 1-year little roadblock last season to Totino-Grace. And for the Zephyrs, it has long been not getting to the state tournament, but what you're going to do when you do get to the state tournament. It's often been almost an assumption that they would get there. This ball thrown back in as the clock gets rolling again. We're under 10 minutes to go here in this second half of play. Sending this ball in, Albers towards the top of the box, cleared back out. Albers right back on it. She'll play it ahead for Annalise Olschmid. Annalise with it, and now out, punched out on the near side of things. Totino-Grace just still on their heels, having to defend here. Anislea Olschmid. The ball may have glanced off of a hand as we continue to play no whistle out of it. Another throw-in for Mahtomedi. They'll bounce this inside the 18, trying to pass that ball over with her back to the defense. Was Calpe, and this ball in on another save for Nuss. So Flacby with an opportunity there, but it bounced just out of her reach, not able to pull the trigger on a shot. But Nuss with another stop again. This ball's out near midfield, under 9 to go here in this second half. Totino-Grace needing 2. They really have not crossed midfield much since surrendering that second goal to Olivia Thiel. Zephyrs playing keep away. This pass intercepted as Fredine broke up that pass intended for Sophia Peer and cleared out on that far side of the pitch. Zephyrs will throw it right back in. Scooped up. Emery looking for space, plays it back. Peer now runs into this ball, delivers it wide, bouncing off the turf, and it'll skip to the left of the Eagle netminder, Chloe Nuss. She will give way again for the goal kick. Zaylee Streeper will come on in. Allie Rippentrop checks back in as well. Good to see her come back in after she had to be piggybacked off the field a few minutes ago. Peer intercepts that ball. Flackby worked it inside the 18. Now she's got the touch on it again. Turns it over to the near side for a shot just off the crossbar again. The third of the game. It bounces and stays in play. And then Nuss ventures out of her net to find it. Nearly a 3-0 lead for Mahtomedi. But the crossbar for the third time tonight, helping out the Eagles as Annalise Olschmid had a golden opportunity. Zarnicki played it over to the far side of the pitch, now bounces all the way to the back line of the Zephyrs, who work it from the far side, now to the near side. Albers has it. Gives it up back again. Reversed all the way over to the far side. Metzel. And now running with it here is Emery. Emery sends it ahead. It was broken up, cleared back out near midfield. Zephyrs jump right back on it. Played over to the near side of the pitch. With it here. Olschmid trying to turn the corner around the defender, Thompson. Able to bounce it towards the 8 and now plays it inside the box. With it, Rippentrop, the right foot shot blocked, and it's going to roll out and then be punched out by the defense again for Totino-Grace. Things starting to get a little bit more leaky here for the Eagles on that back end as the unrelenting pressure from Mahtomedi continues to mount. With under 6 minutes to go here in the second half, and the taste of victory starting to creep in to the mouths of the Zephyrs. Near midfield again, Peer watches it go by as Metzel steps up on it, plays it forward. Rippentrop now over to the far side. Emery plays it into the middle. Olschmid. Olschmid comes in and sends a hard liner off the right foot wide of the net again. It'll be a goal kick for Totino-Grace as a substitution checks on for Mahtomedi. That'll be Olivia Thiel, the second goal scorer here in this game for Mahtomedi. 1 goal in the first half. That belongs to Emily Metzel. And right now is the difference maker, but Thiel with a little bit of insurance that's made things a lot more easygoing for Mahtomedi here in this second half. That ball came with about 15 minutes left in the second half of action. It'll be a goal kick. Thomas will be the one to send it out. Under 5 minutes to go. Totino-Grace really not threatening here in this second half all too much since surrendering that second goal. Played out towards midfield, knocking that down. Trying to chase back after it for possession is Swan. Taken away again by Mahtomedi. Rippentrop on the far side, trying to cross that ball in. Now it rolls back just out of the reach of Peer. Metzel steps up on it, plays it forward. Olschmid crosses it in the box again. Now left off for a right-footed shot that glances off the crossbar once again, high into the air, and then into the breadbasket of Nuss. Another crossbar for Mahtomedi here tonight. And if those balls are just a couple more inches down, this score could be a lot more different than just 2-0. Zephyrs work this ball into the box again. Nuss will have to watch it as it rolls in on her. And she'll send this away once more. This one didn't get too far, bounced up over the head of Cruzy. At midfield with it, Anisley Olmscheid. Cruzy again turns and fires this out of bounds on the near side. Another throw-in opportunity for Mahtomedi. And again, Albers sends this ball in. Can Totino-Grace find some type of pressure find one here in the final 3 minutes to at least make Mahtomedi have to sweat this out a little bit. That touch just too far out of the reach of Annalise Olschmidt, and that will be a throw-in for Totino-Grace. Let's see if they can create off of it. Again, possession lost. Annalise Olschmidt on it, and now cleared out again by Totino-Grace. Albers on the throw-in. Bounced it in. Pierre looked to turn it in towards the goal. Pierre still trying to track this ball down as it bounces off of body parts left and right. Back for Albers, who pops it forward. Now Olschmidt tried a little give and go, but that second pass just a little bit behind her. Pierre down grabbing her leg as she tried to reach out and stretch for that ball. And that pass intended for her. Crossed in again. Emery got it off. Rippentrop. Touch just a little too far out of her reach. Totino-Grace clears again. They'll have a whistle, a foul that will give them an opportunity here to try to work this ball forward. The Eagles will push the numbers ahead. Liz Thompson will be the one to take it. So Thompson, as much as she can muster behind that ball, bounces at least into the attacking third for a moment, but it's cleared right back out. Thompson will be back on it again. She will try to box out defensively as that ball's sent ahead by Smuck. Out of the near side where it's taken away by Albers. Albers bounced it ahead, returned it back to Thompson. Thompson back for Katie Thomas. And Thomas out towards midfield. Cruzy, a little bit of collision there inside the logo with just 60 seconds to go now for Mahtomedi. Sent in by Albers. Pierre on it after some contact that will draw a whistle and stop the clock at least momentarily for Rippentrop, who's down again here for the second time in this second half of action. She checked back in a few minutes ago after needing to be helped off the pitch. And so the coaching staff and the training staff as well for Mahtomedi will come out. Take a look back again at Rippentrop and grabbing right at that ankle as she came back down. It's the same thing that caused her to come out a little bit ago. And for Mahtomedi, that is certainly a player you want to keep safe here, as it looks like a state tournament appearance is just around the corner, and she will again be helped off. And her health, the utmost importance right now for Mahtomedi moving forward. It's more than likely in the team's best interest and in Allie Rippentrop's best interest that she just remain on the sidelines here for the next 46 seconds. That clock back to winding as it's sent forward by Thomas once more. And another whistle, another stoppage. Free kick here again for Totino-Grace. This ball sent forward by Thompson, bouncing out in front of the goalkeeper. This shot towards the net of Warden and then cleared out, still loose inside the 18. And again, punched out. Mahtomedi will concede a corner kick opportunity here with just 13 seconds left. Warden finally pressured a bit. This ball crossed back in, the final 5 seconds ticking down on the clock, and a return to state for Mahtomedi. 2-0 over Totino-Grace, avenging their loss a season ago to the Eagles, and the Zephyrs are back in the state tournament for the 6th time in the last 8 seasons, thanks to a 27th minute goal from Emily Metzel off of a set-piece opportunity. A little bit of insurance provided later on by Olivia Thiel for Mahtomedi, and the season comes to an end for Totino-Grace as the Zephyrs will continue on. Have to give some props to Totino-Grace, especially their goalkeeper, Chloe Nuss, who made a handful of saves tonight to the point where I lost track of my count in the booth as well. You see, just a couple seconds ago, you had Allie Rippentrop getting taken off the field as the two teams go through and shake hands before the award ceremony. And so Mahtomedi with the 2-0 victory here over Totino-Grace. We've got some highlights here for you. A couple of opportunities early on. This was the beginning of what was an offensive pressure from Mahtomedi on Chloe Nuss. You see the couple of saves she has to make, the running around she did, but it was that goal in the 27th minute from Menzel that just was a little bit too tall there for Nuss to reach. That goal would hold the rest of the way, but it wouldn't be the only goal we would see here today. This ball crossed in out of midair. There's one of the several crossbars that we saw from Mahtomedi tonight. They could have had more than two tonight. The crossbar helping out Totino-Grace frequently throughout the night. We had a good run here from Aflakpi, who bounced that one in, but this was the second goal where Allie Rippentrop was given way too much time and space to cross that ball in to Emery, and Emery deposited it into the back of the net. Her third goal of the season, her second of these playoffs to help propel Mahtomedi back into the state tournament and to head back as well, potentially to US Bank Stadium if they can pick up another win here the rest of the way. Their opponent still to be determined, and that first matchup in the state tournament will come sometime next week between the 22nd and the 24th as Mahtomedi picks up the 2-0 victory here over Totino-Grace. Award ceremony about to get started here for the Zephyrs. Both teams, of course, awarded medals post-game here.
Recognizing the Section 4 AA runner-up team from Totino-Grace High School.
See those final stat opportunities. Totino-Grace did put a little bit of pressure late in that second half. All three of their shots coming in the second half as they were outshot tonight 20-3. 13 shots reaching the goal of Chloe Nuss, who wound up with 11 saves here tonight after having 8 in the first half. She was phenomenal and was a big reason why this game was as tight as it was to the finish line. Corner kicks 3-0 for Mahtomedi as well, and the fouls started to ramp up a little bit in that second half, 7-2 for Mahtomedi, picking up the few fouls. They also had a couple playing on some yellow cards that were picked up in that second half as well, so good job by the Zephyrs to just keep things clean as well the rest of the way after picking up a pair of yellows in the second half of play. But the big number on the board there is those 20 shot attempts for Mahtomedi. The scoreboard looks like it was very one-sided, and in a sense, it was a little bit. Totino-Grace, thanks to Chloe Nuss, hung around in this game for a long time. She gave the attackers in front of her several opportunities to try and get back into this game, find an equalizer at 1-1, but ultimately that second goal coming in off the foot of Olivia Thiel, her second of these playoffs, was kind of the dagger as Totino-Grace this season now, when giving up 2 or more goals, falls to 0-5-0, and Mahtomedi picks up their 16th win and advances to the state tournament. Once again, their opponent and site still are to be determined, but the top-seeded Zephyrs here in 4AA advance with the 2-0 win over Totino-Grace. For SEC TV, I'm Blake Tyson. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Mahtomedi 2, Totino-Grace 0, the final here from George Smith Field.